Greetings, mortals, and welcome back to Mucus Magic. We're doing Ma.
We're doing Ma. It's gonna go great. I definitely sound exactly the same as I usually do. Everything's fine. The stream title might actually be a little bit of a lie. But hey, Asher Kitty and Live Forever Never. Do apologize for not streaming or saying that I wasn't streaming or anything of the sort yesterday. I was up all night because I couldn't sleep because of the mucus. And I decided... I didn't decide. I was told by my wife when she got up in the morning, turn off your alarm and go to bed. So I turned my alarm off. And that's why today I'm late, is because I turned off my alarm yesterday. Give me a second. We're gonna turn my alarm back on. I think that might be a good idea. Let's do that now, before I forget. There we go. I've turned my alarm back on. And yes, now that we have greater heal, there's no illness left. Hey Malakith, yeah, we back. We finally back. My arm isn't actually fully recovered, but that's fine. We don't need to worry about that. It's going to be fine. Okay, we're closing this. Now, we're going over to here again. We need to go take a look if there's been any updates. Yeah, I just think it's so funny. I think it's so funny that I injured my arm, and then I had a bit of a sinus thing, like the day before I injured my arm, like a tiny bit. There was this like the little thing, right? I caught it from my wife. I know what it was, but like I got this thing, and it escalated so much. It was so fucking crazy. How there's definitely a thing. I can click this button. It escalated so rapidly, and got so bad, and I'm just like, what is happening? So it was bad enough on the first day that I thought I might have had dengue, because some of the symptoms of dengue are like a rapid onset of this massive headache and like pain behind the eyes, and behind my right eye it just hurt like hell. So I'm like, okay, I have 3 of the symptoms of dengue, and the guy just came by telling me that dengue is in my neighborhood. So, like, not in my neighborhood, in my building. So it's theoretically possible that it's dengue, right? And so I was like thinking about getting tested for that or whatever. But yeah, it was just the sinuses. So it was basically my sinuses were so clogged up that the lymph nodes or whatever it is, but the stuff here was just I don't know. I should read change logs at some point, but it's do we want to have my melodic I've just been sick for a week voice reading change logs just because of the fact that it would be funny? Yeah, I feel fine now. I just have like a really cool sounding voice. I actually like this way that my voice sounds after I've been sick. It's like an interesting change of pace. What do we think? Do we want changelog, or do we want to just jump into it? I'm happy to read the changelog if that's what we prefer. Jump in. Okay, we were on caster save, right? Did we have another thing we were in? Let's see. The dungeon is at 122 on 24th of November. This is December, so this is good. Okay. So we're in Bootleg Bay. God, it's been like a week since I played. This is ridiculous. So man, I was planning, I had like, I was doing theory crafting too, and I dropped that because I was just feeling so damn sick. Oh well. I'm sure inspiration will strike me again at some point. But, let's see. Where the hell are we going? We've got 43 grand. I think maybe we do the fire temple first. I think maybe we do the fire temple first. I think that's a good idea. I think I did all the things that I was supposed to do, right? Wait, it's December. Is December one of the days that... It takes 5 days there and 5 days back. Right? I think it takes 5 days there and 5 days back. Do we want to do the kid? I think we're doing the kid. Let's do Nikolai's quest. Let's see. Save the game. We're gonna walk right back to Iron Fist. Cast Fly. I don't know why I'm walking around, considering that I do have Fly. Talk to Nikolai. Drag him over to the peeps.
Oh, Master Nikolai Iron Fist, Prince and heir to the throne of Enroth.
Let's go see the circus. I do so love the circus. Boom, boom, boom. Oh wait, is he still with me? Oh. Do I have to actually sleep or something? I thought he'd leave when I traveled. I find it funny also that I can't just go to the circus with him. I don't think. Like, we're going to see the circus. Okay, we're here. I just waited 5 minutes. I just did that. Like, there's not an... I waited... I just waited another 10 minutes. You all saw it. You all saw it.
Good room around the back.
Okay, so we're gonna go... I just stood around for 5 minutes in real life. Okay, hello. I suppose it's time we got back to the castle then. Yeah, no kidding. You didn't even want to be here. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I do love the implications of sorry, I was paying attention. He's gone now. So, are you with me now? Okay, let's go bring you back. And then we can leave. It'll be great. Oh, I'm gonna be suppressing coughs a bit today. But other than that, I think I'm pretty much recovered. The,
Master Nikolai Iron Fist, Prince and heir to the throne of Enroth.
I owe you a favor. Let's see. I don't even think it gives the XP. It's very funny that the most annoying quest in the game doesn't appear to give experience. That's very funny. Okay, we're going back north. No! We can do the Fire Nation. Because, like, the funny thing is that I don't think... Yeah, you don't even have to do it, right? Like, you could just talk to him. He doesn't actually have to owe you a favor in order for you to get him to do the thing, I think.
Serve yourself. Good stuff.
Do we have jump? Yeah, I've got to have jump. I have an elementalist. We got jump. We have everything. So we're going over here, and we're going to clear out this dungeon. I don't know how hard it's going to be. I don't actually remember like the relative strength of this party and how they're doing. So it will be fine, I'm sure. So we have amber, we have amber. We need 5 amber instead of 4 amber to do the thing now. Well, I think I've gotten a lot better at navigating this place over time. At least. Like, I still don't actually remember the layout, but... Give me a second. I just realized that I put the amber in these inventories. But I put them in the wrong versions of them, probably. Where was this amber that I put in here? There's the first one. Do I have to identify it for it to work? Possibly. What was the other amber? It should have been in inventory 1 and 2. So why is it not in inventory 2? I think one of the things that's like convenient about the way that I do the runs is that since I have to kill everything anyway, it's not as bad, right? Because it's like, okay, well, I just am going through every entrance of the dungeon, like as a matter of course. Cassowary just hit for 5,000. When I heard nerfs were incoming, I was a little worried that Cassowary would be. Ah! What are you doing here? How'd you get? Okay, it's fine. I was worried that Cassowary was going to just be a scrub now, but Cassowary still seems to be doing fine. Let's take a look at our damage proportion for this. This range is for this zone, right? Okay, Cassowary is still doing fine. Let's start with north and then rotate from there. Ooh, that is. These are gonna kill, right? Okay, we are playing as spellcasters, it turns out, and we don't want to just jump down into them.
Let's go easy.
I should probably do 2 of the other dungeons rather than do this dungeon right now. I didn't change these inventories to the right inventories before. So basically, there are specific doors that look different from the other doors, except sometimes they look the same as some of the other doors. And those doors need to be opened. So all you're doing is you're just opening doors. I think it's fairly clear which doors they are generally from when you're doing them. But no, we haven't done any of the dungeons in Bootleg Bay yet. Where is the outlet? Isn't the outlet here? Why can't I see the outlet? Huh. Can I even jump back up? Okay, so we pulled this pack, and we can hit them, so we're fine. I'll just leave myself in that. Okay. So, we're gonna turn on Fireball.
Ready.
Oh, right.
Ready. Ready to use. Ready.
But yeah, I do think that
Ready.
it's gonna
Ready to
be a bit of a pain doing that. I guess I don't need to use that anyway because the single target damage that I'm getting out of this is more than the damage I'm getting out of it. Okay, so it looks like the AoE isn't hitting anymore. There's at least one left. Do I actually want to clear a bunch of the enemies from this section? I think I do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this the most cheesy way I can, maybe. And clear these right now as much as possible. So if we can just shoot down these pits, which I might only be able to do single target for some of these. This should get me a longer dagger. Oops.
ready to use.
Okay, we did get it with that. But we only hit, like, a couple of targets there. No, we only hit one target. So 600 per target is terrible. Okay, this does mean that we can't currently AoE them. Oops. But I would imagine if I can clear out all these little inlets here, just clearing these inlets is probably going to get me at least like 20 to 30% of the dungeon cleared. There's actually a lot that's just in this little section here. Yeah, unfortunately, without turning on mouse look, I'm not going to be able to get this done quickly. I could try. Oh, I could shoot sparks down there too. I think sparks will work. Right, okay.
Ready to use.
Yeah, see, this is the issue with the Elementalist is that it takes so long to do any sort of like niche stuff that you almost
Ready to
are better off not bothering. Because all the time that I'm dicking around in this menu, I'm not... actually, sparks I can just cast. I don't need the target for that, so I can do this. Okay. Luckily, spark is very cheap as well. This is a Goblin King. I don't want to jump down there and fight it. I have something over there. There we go. So now we have aggro on this. Attack. Oh, I think I hit the ground in front of me. sparks. Okay, good. We're able to hit with the blasts here, which means we should be using Fireball, probably.
Ready to
1300 isn't enough damage to justify Fireball. Fireball takes too much effort to use right now. So, we're 12%. Okay. We hit an ogre. Interesting. That's not expectation. So we should be able to just drop sparks on top of these. Clear out this pack. And with that done... Okay, there's nobody else there. Okay, it looks like we hit somebody in here somehow. Okay. So, that's done. We've now done the top 3. Okay, this one is probably gonna need me to do some more work. Oh, there's a door here. Is that why? I did not... I don't have Master. God damn it. I didn't get Master Earth yet. Ugh. Oops. I wasn't trying to cast that, but it's fine. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, buddy. Buddy. Hey. Okay, that's an issue. We can see something there, and so it's fucking up my projectiles. Okay, that works at least. This, ooh, that's an issue. That's an issue. Okay, that's promising. Why does it make it sound like they're dying? Those sparks are hitting hard, though. Like, goddamn. Okay, so we've got a Goblin King here. This dungeon shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. We basically just need to clear out each of these sections first. And then once we've cleared these sections, we can have a good time, I think. Okay. How many are left? Is that it? I think that might be it for this one. Okay. Nailed it. So did we do this one? We sure did. Alright, did we do this one? Alright, this is another one that I think maybe there's nobody in the immediate line of sight here, and we're going to need to just jump down later. Okay, so how about you? Unfortunately, we're not clearing that much of this place. sparks. It was just... It looked like it was on sparks because I was... Because I was hovering over it. So Flame Blast only hit one target, unfortunately. Okay, we got a couple dead there. How many do we have here? Those sparks are doing some good work, though. The sparks are actually, like, tagging. We have 10 food. Oh, right, I moved the thing. Okay, my mute hotkey doesn't work. I don't know why. Let's see, I set it up days ago. We're gonna move ourselves down to here, because I think that seeing the food is more important than seeing the buffs that I always have up. Let's see, so we got 10 food, which means that we can save one time in the yellow, or we can save 5 times in the green. And I'll have to decide which of these is more important. Honestly, I think that it's probably going to be more important to just save the one time in the yellow. I actually feel like once I clear out this section, things are going to be fairly samey. I don't know that I'm going to be doing anything fancy. I think it's going to be kiting down hallways to clear out like fairly large swarms of enemies. And there's going to be one big jump that I need to make as well. But outside of that, I think it's mostly going to be just long corridors where I'm kiting. That would be my presumption. We'll see how it goes. We're about 20% complete. It is very tempting to try to remember which one of these will lead to its own thing. The answer, I think, though, if we're being honest, is probably none of them. My guess is that none of these is actually going to lead to a place where I can save individually, and that I'm going to need to clear, like, maybe 3 of them before I get access to an empty location, unless I manage to clear out the thing. Hey, Blood Rains. Thank you much. Yeah, I've been sick as a dog and injured at the same time, and it's been delightful. Okay, so we got the... Whoa, okay. That is not a typical thing that happens. So I may or may not have just randomly put my fingers on the wrong keys. For no real reason. Okay, we've got an ogre here. Let's clear it out. And what do we think? Do we want to save the fact that we've cleared 21% and jump down and rely on getting to 65% clearance? Or do we want to try to get to the end of one of these places? I feel like maybe we get to the end of one of these things. I don't think that there will be any green spots because of the way that this place is laid out until we've cleared at least a couple of these. That would be my assumption. There's a big, massive room that is close to all of these that has enemies in it. And there's a bunch of one-way doors that make it so that you can't clear all the enemies that are nearby for the bulk of the dungeon. I think I'm just going to drop down. Let's drop down here. We're doing the southern thing. We probably shouldn't have started with the southern one, honestly, because I'm going to forget this. So we're just going to start here. We're going to rotate. We're going to rotate clockwise. Okay, I know there's enemies in that room. Second promotion done. For who? No, absolutely not. No, not even close. We did the wizard promotion, and that's about it, I think. Yeah, absolutely, we have not been able to. Ooh, this is concerning. Luckily, we do have a shit ton of damage. This party is it's a glass cannon party. So we haven't done the dragon, the seraph, or the vampire. Nobody is promoted except these two, because these two are both promoted off of. Excuse me. Oh god. This might kill us? Oh, this is gonna kill us. Oh, that's reflecting? Oh, that's rude.
I need healing.
Shit. Oh my god. That's so funny. I forgot bosses were a thing I had to worry about. I should have saved. Oh. Completely forgot about the concept of a boss.
Let's go.
I don't think I'm going to do that the same way this time. Let's get ourselves to a save point. Because I was thinking that I'd be able to get more of a...
There isn't any room. No room.
Let's see. Oh, this is empty. I was thinking I'd be able to get myself to more of a clearance there, just doing that, than I actually was able to get. So we're going to hop down here. We're going to do the enemies here. We're going to clear out the north side of this thing, and we're going to pop down into the north side. We're not going to be saving, because we don't have anything to save this time. Let's see, how many enemies are here? Some number of enemies. But yeah, I think that this is going to be a relatively straightforward setup. It's just going to be a matter of making better decisions. If I had realized that there was a boss in there, I would have just ditched. There was a there's a drop down point in those rooms, and I don't remember exactly where it goes, but I don't think it doesn't drop down directly into the big central chamber. So because it doesn't drop into that, it would be worth it to just drop down in there. Oops. So were the dragons nerfed? Is that what the nerf was referencing? Because my dragon still seems to be doing fine. I know there was discussion that I know there was discussion of nerfing the dragons at some point. I don't actually remember what this said before then, so... It's interesting that it has a maximum at 600. Gotcha. So this caps out a little lower. And so we're instead of 6%, we're at... Okay. So we don't actually have enough skill to have the larger... difference, but also it's like a fairly small difference for that seems very very reasonable. It's 1/8. It's half of a quarter. Half of a quarter would be 12.5%. It's about like a 12.5% reduction. Oh, do items stop scaling at 600? Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't realize that the items ever stopped scaling. I was like, wouldn't that run into a problem where the dragon just loses an entire scaling factor? It's like, yeah, as does everybody else. Unfortunately, we have 2 Goblin Kings in this pack, but on the plus side, they're dead. Okay. So we're at 8% this time. I'm wondering if maybe I'm better off going for a different type of thing. Like the corners might be better outlets. Am I just shooting over their head because of the staircase? Is that what's happening? That's pretty wild. I'm gonna try making this down. There we go, we got there. And interestingly enough, it didn't aggro anybody else. That one just pulled solo. Okay. There we go, there's the rest of the pack. It's like 2 packs or something. Okay. We might be okay. I think we're probably not, but we might be. It's gonna come down to whether we can burn through them. Please? That was funny. Okay, we completely just ran out of mana. Oh man, that was good. Oh man, I love that the vampire was the last one standing, and then everybody falls over dead at the same time. Top tier. Top tier. Let's see. Elementalist has a shit ton of things that they have to reserve because they're the only elemental caster. Because I didn't give any skill points to the Lich. They're reserving haste, which is fairly important. They're reserving fire resistance, which is fairly important here. They have stone skin. They have earth resistance, which is fairly important just generally to avoid getting one shot. I don't know that I have anything that crazy up. I guess actually, Raven has the water resistance. I have shield up, which again, like, that's kind of a critical spell. But that's what's preventing me from getting one shot by the range attacks. It really is just death by 1,000 cuts. Yeah, the cast damage buff is up, presumably. So yeah, we just have, like, death by 1,000 cuts from that. But eventually I will bother to give my Lich the skill necessary to do the other stuff. Yeah, the thing is that, well, the Seraph is not able to cast anything that the Master of the Elements can cast, right? Seraph is entirely self-magic. I don't have any there. Oh, you mean might be able to help later when I have the light magic? Yeah, yeah. Later on, they'll be able to. I misunderstood what you meant. I thought, like, well, you could have them cast some spells. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't have any buffs that I can cast. But hey, we did get the one light magic spell, the very critically important Dispel Magic, okay? We have Dispel Magic, so we're golden. We're all golden. Okay, so we're gonna burn through you. The other thing is that the reason that I died there is, like, unironically, because of the fact that I did not just sit around for a little bit.
This item's weak. I can't learn
To
learn it.
get my mana back. So I'm gonna need to make sure that I went into the fight with that large group with multiple characters low on mana. I just crashed the game. I didn't crash the game. We're fine. I did crash the game. God damn it. Okay, well, fuck. Inventories. What are you gonna do? Yep. Yeah, that's just the inventory crash. So I accidentally... We're gonna reload to caster save, actually. I need to... I basically opened up the inventory and probably immediately hit C and escape. I'm very good at it. I do it regularly. I'm always scared to open my inventory. Like, there's something about, like, the specific details of how I interact. I don't think I hit the sort button. I don't think it was a sort thing. Maybe it was. I don't think so. I don't think that was near any of the buttons that I was pressing. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing to cause it. It's the kind of thing where when I'm trying to do... What are you doing? Why are you like this? Okay. I don't know if I can clear this pack. Oh, shh! Nice! There you go.
Where is the enemy?
I don't know that I've ever managed to deliberately trigger it. Let's see. Pressing escape fixed it for you? My UI just doesn't work once it happens. Like, it fully breaks the UI. Oh! If you mean that it pressing escape and exiting the inventory fixed it, there's a roughly 50-50 chance when you can feel the lag coming on, and it's like, okay, this is broken. When you close the inventory, sometimes closing the inventory will fix the problem, and sometimes closing the inventory will lead you to the nightmare hellscape that we were just in. That's funny. Give me a second. I'm gonna open up Discord and take a look. Let's see. Is that what it looks like? Probably. Yeah. That looks similar, but I don't remember my portrait showing up. Like there's weird like graphical glitches on the UI elements. Let's see. Man, we just are gonna find every bug that has ever existed. It's gonna be great. But yeah, that might or might not be the same thing. I actually do not know. Okay, so this leads straight to the hole, right? Like this is the big room? Not yet. Okay, this is... I think that's one of the doors that we actually need. Okay. So we're coming at this group from behind. There's a swift boss in here. Okay, this is gonna fuck me. I don't have enough space here to do what I need to do. Oh, man. If it was like any other type of boss, I would have been fine. I am having difficulty. I'm having some troubles. Double bubble, toil, and trouble up in his house. Do I want to do that again? I do think that I want to go for one of those corner plays again. Don't get punished. Okay, so do we want to do the same corner? Nope. Shit, well I'm gonna die. I slipped and fell. Enchantment protects Goose from disease. Oh wow. We actually fully died. That is surprising. Ooh. Got a little twinge in my arm. The enemy moved too fast. Let's see here. It's mostly fine now, but the recovery for the arm took so much longer because of the fact that, like, the sinuses required me to sleep in a weird position, and, like, trying to, like, get both the sinuses and the arm to not cry at the same time so that I could sleep was so fucking rough. I generally lead like a very, very charmed life. I do not have a lot of health issues. So, like, this is one of the worst health problems that I've had in a long ass time. Let's see. So, this leads to this. Oh wow, this looks real familiar. Doesn't this setup look super fucking familiar? That was really weird. Come on. Oh god. Pulled a whole new pack. I do love pulling me the lowest tier creatures in the entire pack accidentally. Okay, yep, just keep pulling the low tiers. We don't need to get any of the chieftains in here during the point where I can actually pull properly. That one's toast. Easy. I guess it makes sense that I was not pulling the main ones, considering that there was only the one. Okay. What is RSV? Let's see. That's really wild. Yeah, the wow. Really? Really? Okay. Oh god. Oh my god, that hit so hard. It was a ranged attack. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Shit. Okay, we don't have to deal with that much HP. But yeah, one of the issues that we ran into with COVID was that people thought that, like, the tests for COVID were perfect. And so a lot of people got the sickest they'd ever been in their life and had COVID, and they tested negative for COVID, right? And a lot of those people went on to continue to believe that they never caught COVID. It sounds to me like, in your case, you actually had an identified illness, like you had a specific thing, right? Which is different from what I'm referring to, which is, like, a lot of people were like, oh, wow, yeah, I just happened to get the sickest I've ever been in my life back in 2021. You know, I never caught COVID, but I caught the nastiest cold I've ever had. I was bedridden for 3 days. Must have been a wicked flu. Now, I never tested positive for nothing, so I definitely didn't have COVID. So, like, that was a very common way of thinking for people. When, like, the COVID tests, like, only ever capped out at, I think, like, something like a 60% accuracy rate for, like, if you had it, correctly identifying that you had it, like, capped out at like 60%. It's difficult because at different stages of the thing, it would basically hang out in different parts of of your system, and they didn't ever really update the methods by which people were doing it, and there was a whole lot of issues. But I would guess that during the bulk of the pandemic, the COVID tests probably had somewhere between, like, I would guess a 20 to 50% chance of detecting COVID if you had an active COVID case. Based off of, like, partially remembered data from the hospitals early on. So there was some testing that was done when people recovered from their like respiratory infections in the hospitals, where basically you can check to see whether they have the antibodies for COVID to identify whether they just came out of COVID, right? So once you have that information, if I die too many more times here, I might actually come back to this dungeon a different way, just because I'm still pretty out of it. But like, so that was something that could be done, was basically the hospitals were testing everybody, but then if you look at all of the people who tested negative, you can see, and this is something you can't do anymore as easily because everybody has the antibodies for COVID now. But at the time, you could test, because if you got COVID, you just had it. This was like a couple months. Oh my god, it's hard with the wrong person. They could test whether you had the antibodies for it, and there wouldn't be any like weird shit. And somewhere around half of the people, I think, who were in the hospital with I don't remember. I don't actually remember what the numbers were. I think that the overall result of it was that basically you had a 50-50 chance of testing positive. And I think it was basically like almost everyone in the hospital who tested negative for COVID, but who was in the hospital for a respiratory infection, had COVID, right? So like half of people were testing negative and half of people were testing positive, basically, but all of them had COVID because that's the reason they were in the hospital. Oh, that's really rough. How long is the timeline on that? Because generally speaking, you shouldn't be able to pass the same exact strain of a virus to some, like your immune system is still pumped full of antibodies for it. Like, so that honestly does more sound to me like 2 different strains of virus infected your family over the course of like a few days.
One stop.
Because it... Jeez. That's crazy. That's crazy. But Hopefully we manage to pull one of these rooms successfully at some point, because it's getting kind of embarrassing. We are dying in dumb ways, to a large extent. Like, some of this is just not, you know... Some of this is a little getting unlucky, but most of this is just me playing dead. Fuck. Let's see. Thanksgiving into December is not... That's a very fast timeline on recatching the same thing, but it's not that crazy. Though, if you also visited the hospital, you could have caught anything at the hospital. That's where you go to catch things. But yeah, if it was a couple of months, like, the timeline on recatching COVID is about once every 3 months. You can see the like in places like Singapore that are so densely populated, you can just very clearly see the whole deal. All wards must be destroyed. Okay, buddy. Sure thing. Sure thing, buddy. Buddy. Okay, so we're over here. Open this door. So this is another one of the ward doors. Let's see. I think this is probably the first time that I've gotten, like... the first time I've gotten, like, real sick and had it not be a probable case of COVID in, like, a long time. I don't think that it was COVID this time. I would be very surprised if this was COVID. Most of the time when I get really sick, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I recognize you. Welcome back. This is a set of symptoms that is very familiar to me. There's this funny thing where, like, a lot of the there's some interesting stuff with the way that, like, your body interacts with illness. This is something that, like, my mother's been, you know, in and out of hospitals for many years now. And one of the things that's interesting is that, like, she can tell the difference between, like, different types of infections in her body. You're not the jumper. You're the jumper. Can't cast off the layer point. Okay, well. Not gonna worry about that then. Let's just move on with our life. Let's see if we can drop down to the main room and then get out of it. Or can we clear out the main room? I might be able to just clear out this room to a large degree here. Ooh, we hit with Flame Blast. That's excellent. I'm gonna just rotate around. Oh yeah, that seems very reasonable. I don't know what kind of virus the RSV is, but if it's similar to, like, a COVID, like if it's one of the things that is it's like a cold as opposed to a flu, things that are based off of the common cold are so astronomically reinfectious that it like beggars belief. Like, it takes about a year before you're going to get a variant of the flu that can reinfect you. It takes a couple of months to get a variant of the cold that can reinfect you. And that holds true for all COVIDs, and it also holds true for a variety of other things. Because the common cold is not just COVIDs. It's, like, a bunch of other stuff as well, right? So... the thing that made, like, COVID-19 so dangerous, the thing that makes COVIDs dangerous, right? I should say, because this holds true for, because I think SARS was also a COVID, right? One of the other things recently was another COVID. But the thing that makes COVID so dangerous is the fact that they are astronomically more infectious, but also astronomically more reinfectious. Their mutagenic properties are so much faster than something like a flu. And the flu is honestly way more deadly than we give it credit for. I think something like 1 in 1,000 people who get the flu are going to die. It's actually pretty deadly. And so flu season is, dangerous for a lot of people who are susceptible to it, right? And those numbers might be a bit off. The numbers that I gave could be a bit off, or a lot off, because I just don't remember the details. It's been a while since I had to think about the relative lethality of. Well, actually, no. It hasn't been. I remember the relative lethality. But basically, like, the common cold, I think, is like several orders of magnitude less deadly than the flu. It does kill people, but it's really hard for the common cold to kill people. Whereas the flu, you just need to roll a couple of nat ones on your con save, and you die. Like, the flu is actually fairly deadly. It's one of the top killers. Like, it is one of the most lethal things in the world right now, because it is so common to get it, and people don't think about it much. People just don't take precautions that they should take for the flu, and so people who have compromised immune systems can get really fucked by it very easily. But again, it's like nowhere near as infectious as COVID strains are, and it's not nearly as lethal as COVID-19 was. COVID-19 is about an order of magnitude more lethal than... It started out an order of magnitude more lethal, I believe, than the common flu. Or not the common flu, but whatever variant of flu is going around. There is no common flu. But, so, the thing that made COVID so dangerous was that, like, just like with anything else, like, most of the time when you get the flu, you feel sick, but you don't actually feel the sickest you've ever been in your life, most likely. You just feel a bit sick. And then someone in your life is going to get the sickest they've ever been in their life when they catch the flu from you. But you probably don't, right? Any given instance of the flu is probably just you being sick. And because of that, people just don't respect the illness. They don't feel like the thing that they caught, which was not that serious, could possibly be the thing that, is killing people, right? And that ended up having very significant impacts on the way that COVID spread, because like people really struggle to consider a thing that their body, happened to handle well to be the same thing that's, like, shut down the entire country of Italy, right? Like, Italy shut down. It didn't shut down because of, like, quarantine mandates. It shut down because the country was so sick so rapidly that everything fell apart, right? like Italy just completely fell apart, practically overnight. The details of how that went down are truly wild, and I don't really remember too much of it, but I do remember when people were basically like making respirators so that there wouldn't be like more of a mass death event than there already was. I remember that the companies that made them sued those people who were, saving people's lives. Truly wild stuff. So, at any rate, I wish that I was actually hitting these targets with a degree of consistency. I just don't have a great angle on them. Looks like this is a decent angle for the sparks to hit the ones that are here, so... There are also a lot of them here, though, so I don't know if this is going to be super useful for clearing out the ones that aren't the easiest things. Yeah, it's a good thing that we have vaccines. Vaccines are pretty dang useful. I managed to only catch COVID after being vaccinated, I think. So it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as it could be. And then I caught it again 3 months later, and then I caught it again 3 months later, and then I caught it again 3 months later. Eventually I did stop catching it every 3 months. So I would imagine that the sort of immunal response of our society has finally kind of caught up to it, because obviously I was getting my boosters and stuff like that every 6 months or whatever before. It didn't stop me from catching it, but it made it less bad. But the whatchamacallits. Yeah, I don't think I've caught COVID this year. I could be wrong, but I don't think that I have. This didn't feel like COVID. I felt a little bit, very tiny bit of difficulty breathing at one point, but that was clearly just my sinuses being so full of phlegm. It wasn't it was a completely different phenomenon than the stuff that went on with COVID. It's part of the reason why it was so easy to identify when I had it. Every time, because it's I've literally never experienced symptoms like this outside of having COVID. So the thing that I was bringing up that's interesting is that everyone experiences the symptoms of a given illness differently. So there's these massive there's massive sort of in symptoms lists for so much stuff where it's okay, there's this massive list of symptoms, and typically if you have some of these but not these others, then typically you don't have it, or typically you get them in clusters of these things. And doctors, to an extent, can identify those clusters and have a fairly good idea of whether you have a thing or not. But in some cases, once you've had a thing, the symptoms that you get with them are novel enough that you can identify it immediately if you get it again. This is something that like happens with my mom, where some of the things that she has to deal with, it's like, okay, well, I know that this is a bad variant on this immediately, not because it hurts more, not because it like is this, that, or the other thing, but because it hurts in this very specific way that I only get with this specific variant, right? Like, this variant causes this thing. And then, like, 2 weeks later, when the cultures come back, it's like, okay, yes, you had that exact thing. Right? But you can tell because of how it feels. It just feels different. And I think that that's kind of an interesting component of healthcare that, like, it's too bad that you just can't trust patients. Because they'd actually be a great source of information if patients weren't mostly crazy. But I also do think that the healthcare system devalues the opinions of patients, especially women, but devalues the insight into the symptoms that patients have of, like, this is unusual for me, is a thing that doctors don't take as seriously as they should in general. Is like, this is, I've, had the thing that you think I have 100 times. I've never gotten this symptom in my life. I don't think it's that. And when that happens, I think for the most part doctors just shrug. But that's not. They're like, oh, well, it is a common symptom, and it's like, well, yeah, but it ain't a common symptom for me. That's not the way my body interacts with this thing, generally speaking. And being able to take that seriously would dramatically improve healthcare outcomes, I think. I wish that I could hit all of you. Can I move to a position where they will rotate out? There's so many right there. I don't know what's going to happen here. I think we're going to die. Because I don't know that we're going to get an angle on you. I have a suspicion that there's like a cage or something that they're stuck on. Let's just save this. Let's just do it. We'll save this under danger. I have a save. And if we clear this room, it'll be a big deal, so... Okay, unfortunately... That... Okay, you know what? That was not as bad as I expected it to be. Yeah, for some reason I thought that they were stuck in a cage. It didn't occur to me they'd be stuck on a thing like this. Okay, so we've cleared that out. Let's go down here and clear out... Fuck me! That was funny. One second. Okay, I'm back. I thought thought she was leaving, but she was opening the door to bring food in. I've been informed that I have to eat. So once we kill these, we can reward ourselves by eating a little... What even would these be called? Well, yeah, that's the thing. The something is what I'm looking for.
Oh,
Like-
I don't actually read the description. It just says ham and cheese, and I chose it.
It's a bread.
Yes.
It's a bread. That's what what it's called. Like this category of, because this kind of stuff is all over Asia, and I think basically everyone just calls it bread. I was like, well, that's not terribly specific, but. I mean, kind of. It's kind of adjacent to a bun, but I don't think. Would anyone on Earth really call this a bun? They just call it bread.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why are you weak? Because I was getting hit by a fixator. Okay, let's try to remember the actual layout of this place and not kill ourselves, huh? How about that? Have we considered not just dropping down on top of the super high tier enemies? Wait, can I just stand here and hit this? Okay, we hit the fallen defender. Ooh. Damn it. Wait, am I seriously not gonna hit them from here? Rude. This is fine.
Ready to ready to hear. Ready.
So,
Ready.
ready to use. Ready to use.
Ready to
Ready to use.
Ready.
Ready. Alright, so we'll basically clear through these eventually. I would love to be able to kill them by doing something a bit more high DPS, but we are eating, so there is that.
Ready to ready to ready. Ready to ready to
So once we've cleared out this pack, we will be a little bit closer.
ready.
I probably shouldn't have tried to clear this pack next, honestly.
Ready. Ready.
It's not going to give us a huge amount of completion.
Ready to
But it looks like we're only hitting one. I really need... Okay, we hit it with a fireball. Can we just wait until it... Nope. That was spooky. isolation. Okay, it's dead. Good. Whew. We got there. We're at 25%. We got our key.
We don't need it.
Dwarven dagger of sparks. Okay, so now we can drop down here. Oh, shit! That's a problem. That's not a problem. It's fine. Okay, this opens back up into this main chamber. So we have the main chamber available to us now. That's good. And we can continue on. We can continue. So, let's start opening these doors. At some point, I'm going to start hitting bosses that are going to murder me. Okay. That's rough. There's a boss in here. There's a boss in here. It is Plagueborn. Plagueborn is not bad for us. We need to swap back to single target. This is a melee exclusive enemy, so not nearly as dangerous as a goblin. Okay, so I don't remember what this does. This does nothing. Okay. Let's open this. Whoa, what am I doing? Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot going for me right now. Magically refreshing. I'm not sure. It's certainly shorter than other things. But I haven't really interacted with what...
Ready to use.
I haven't interacted with horizontal at all. So those massive level jumps are things that I just haven't... Damn, I haven't had to work with. So I don't really know. That's another fixator. I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is a significant issue. We're going to have 2 characters up. Now we'll see. And we will. We will see. We see how cool it is to have just a single vampire alive. Okay. So, we just have to wait for everybody to wake up. I'm not going to worry about it. Eat our bread. But we do need to cast Cure Weakness. Yeah, I think there's some shady bullshit you'd be able to pull to get the horizontal done. It's entirely possible that it wouldn't actually be that hard. Because you might be able to basically dragon your way into the next dragon, and killing 2 dragons, like 2 level 300 dragons, might give you so much experience that you can really trivially clear through a lot of the quests. So that's a possibility. Yeah, basically the question is whether you can make... If you can get enough experience to get to level 100, then I honestly don't know that the rest of the... I don't know that the rest is that much harder. Like, if you're trying to clear absolutely everything, like, as you're entering, like, if you have the kinds of restrictions that I would normally have on one of my runs, then probably. But I feel like you could probably get a sequence going where you go from killing the dragons to clearing out some dungeon that's high level but fairly cheesable, right? If you can find a dungeon that's like a bunch of level 200 enemies that you can kill because you're level 100, and you can, you know, basically cheese the dungeon. Once you clear that dungeon, once you find that dungeon, clear that dungeon, everything gets massively easier, right? You're probably going to be like level 150 or something. I don't know how level you actually end up being. But you'd be very, very high level fairly rapidly. And then you can either clear out the easier, earlier dungeons, or you could clear another dungeon that's cheesable, but maybe not quite as easily cheesable. And then by the time you get to the really crazy shit, you're just in a much better position to do it. That would be my thinking, in terms of like how, like, optimally you would make it work. But I'm not really sure. It's not like a type of run that I've really put a lot of thought into. And there's probably complications involved in all of this shit that is not going to occur to me off the top of my head, you know? Okay, this is not a long enough track. I think that if I was going to do that room, I would probably need to... Fixator's dead. Let's see here. I'm probably gonna have to just start dropping down into these pits and see what happens. Horizontal, single continent, melee only. All Arc mode rules exist. Life is rough. But yeah, the ability to, like, track down a dragon and just kill a dragon is a big deal for that. Thought I had an angle, I'm so excited. Can I actually get an angle if I do this? I guess not really, because it's such a. I think they're too close by. I think that the run that makes the most sense to me is to. I think that if you were going to do that, I think that Might Magic 7 might be the best choice. Might Magic 7 lets you start the game by killing a dragon that's completely free. So, killing that free dragon at the very start of the game, I think, would change. I'm not doing anything differently. I got so lucky the first time. The first time I dropped down here, I just killed it. Okay. I do not have enough food. Let's see here. Yeah, coming into here with only 10 food is not a good idea. It turns out. Shocking everybody. It turns out this place is pretty rough. Yeah, if you're going to be fighting enemies that are that much higher level than you, I would definitely say that you're way better off with casters. Like, doing melees for a run like that would be really painful. That would be a really painful run. The benefit that the melees have is sustain, right? And sustain doesn't matter. Both in terms of being able to just keep going forever, but also in terms of being able to, if they survive a hit, recover from that hit very rapidly, which casters can't really reasonably do. Yeah, I generally prefer going melee in general. I think for good reason. I think for good reason. It feels like cheating to be able to burn enemies down from range, you know? Blah, blah, blah. Ah, gotcha. I wouldn't be able to do that for one of my runs. No resting is core to my whole deal. Even if I'm doing a normal run, I don't think I'm going to be resting. But, let's see here. Is that, okay. What do I want to do here? I got about 20% off of the thing earlier. I don't think I want to go that way. I think I should just drop down here and see what happens. Let's find out. Okay. We're basically looking to see how far we have to go before we get in the green. Okay. We've already explored this section. It's possible that we can get in the green over here somewhere. We are in the green here now. So, this is, at the very least, a good proof of concept. We haven't cleared enough for it to be worth it to save. Like, we wouldn't want to cheat just for this, but that's good to know. one thing that I could do is, since I do know that I have that green spot now, I can't drop down. Whoops. If we can get back to the main chamber, like so, then I can... Shit, which place did I go? What was I looking to do? Not go down. Yes, I'm looking to just kill everybody. So, I could basically clear these. And then I could go over to that spot and save. So I think that might be a decent strat.
Go.
Yeah, basically you'd be able to kill the dragon at the beginning on Emerald Island. That's going to get you to like level probably 40. I don't know what level it'll get you to. It'll get you to some level because it's level 300. Once you've done that, and normally I would not say that that's like a reasonable thing to be able to do, except for the fact that it is. It's possible to get in there and what's the word? Okay. It's possible to wedge yourself in a position where it can't hurt the rats. Where it's attacking the rats and can't hurt them. And the rats can be fairly consistently, not perfectly consistently, but fairly consistently managed. So as long as the rats aren't level 300, which I don't think the rats in there are level 300 horizontal, right? As long as the rats aren't level 300, you can get into that corner and kill whatever rats you need to kill so that they're all locked in position and not attacking you. And then you just blow up the dragon. And once you've blown up the dragon, you're fully golden. So that, I think, is going to get you quite a lot. Bring enough food to save. Kind of unironically, right? Like, there's a decent chance that you would end up starting to die from sleep, and there's no fix to that, right? It's just what you got to do, right? You're gonna have to reload probably a lot of times. You want to basically you want to make sure you have cure weakness, so that you can immediately tag that onto the characters as they get weak. But yeah, it would take hours. Like when I was asked about this before, right? I mentioned like you'd have like an entire stream of me just holding A down the entire stream. That wasn't an exaggeration. I don't know if 4 hours would be enough to kill a level 300 dragon. A level 100 dragon takes... What is it, like... 20 minutes? Something like that? It takes a while. It takes quite a while, so... The massively higher level dragon would have a massively larger HP pool to play with. And thus take a gargantuan amount of time to kill. But if you killed it, you get an enormous amount of experience, and there's nothing that can stop you from doing it, as long as you can... As long as you have the time necessary to deal with the fact that you might have to make. Depends on how many instances you have to deal with of death. But also bear in mind that if you're doing a normal run, you're not doing an arc mode. Shit. Do people who are dead get experience? Or is it just if they're unconscious? Because unconscious can get experience now. Can dead get experience? Dead does not. Okay. Well, that causes some problems, because if they die, then they're not going to get XP. But it does mean that you're funneling that experience into one character, which actually, honestly, is better, now that I think about it. There's a thing you can do when you're dealing with EXP calculations, where, depending on how the thing is calculated, I don't know if it's calculated based off of EXP or level, but if it's calculated based off of, like, actual, like, average level, as opposed to average experience, there's an interesting element there where if you funnel all of the EXP into, like, one or two characters, the average level of your party stays very low. But you have characters that are very high level. So, if you have, like, if you have a character that can comfortably carry the party, that scales very well with EXP and doesn't need gear to be able to go crazy. A good example would be, like, a dragon. But a dragon is not necessarily the best target to be investing a gargantuan amount of skill points and stuff into. But they're not the worst target either. They're not a bad target for that. But I was thinking more like a spellcaster of some sort. But spellcaster, dragon, whatever. And if you can have that character be very, very high level, while everybody else is low level, or while, like, there's a few low levels in the party, then you can continue to get really good EXP beyond the point where you've killed that dragon. Because the dragon has pumped up your average level by a lot, but not by nearly as much as it would if all of the characters were leveled, right? So, that could be an interesting way of handling it. Like, with my party as it stands right now, it would make a lot of sense to level up, like, the dragon, the necromancer, and so, like, cassowary and raven and mina. If we leveled up those three and the other two were kind of left to wallow a bit, my actual, like, efficacy in the early game wouldn't really change nearly as much as you'd think. Because the other characters are able to do, like, under normal circumstances, the other characters are both contributing quite a bit. They're both very good in neutral situations. The issue is they don't have specialized utility that allows them to be the only person that can do X thing, right? So that's why you need the other two. You need at least two of them, right? Like, in this party, you need Raven and one of these two to be able to get a bunch of the functionality. Preferably Mina, even though Cassowary is stronger at the moment. Mina is more unique. Mina has a bunch of spells that are unique. Though, that being said, I could duplicate most of those with Raven. Raven could duplicate that, they just are choosing not to. At the moment. So, I do think that having a Lich on its own, just having one Lich that's taking the bulk of that EXP, could be a big deal. You take the... And then basically... So, like, it doesn't matter whether people get experience or not. If everybody gets experience, great, your party's stronger. You don't have to worry about the fact that somebody died of exhaustion. It's fine. If they don't get experience, then you just make sure that the one person that needs to be carrying is fine. As long as that one character is not losing their life and thus the experience, you're fine. I am actually going to save here. We're just going to make a little bit of an exception because this is a pain in the ass dungeon and I am sick. I am so sick. How like this, cannot make it. Oh, jeez. Thanks, man. You're poisoned. I'm gonna die. Call it. Call it. I don't know why I did that. I guess I did it because I saved, but the problem with saving is that you then do silly things. So, we're dropping down here. We're going to go over... We haven't cleared that out, actually, which I guess I probably should have done before I did this. Did I shoot down here? It just didn't do anything? Okay, I probably did take the basic precautions, just not enough precaution. Okay. I don't feel nearly as bad. Okay, we're going to swap to AoE.
Ready to use.
Wait, is this a different place? This is a different place. Bullshit. Also, is there more over here? No, right? No, okay. Well, we've gotten 40% of the place done. So that's good, at least. We're gonna get there. And I guess I could try clearing out that fixator. Maybe I should. But let's try to do the fixator. Okay, that's excellent for us. It started moving the other direction. Okay, we have just the fixator now. I might be able to do this. It's on the dragon. Okay. We got there. We got there. And we get a well-deserved Ascension Emerald. Okay. Unfortunately, we're not at 65%. However, when we do get to 65%, it's going to be amazing, because at 65% we will get access to the exit immediately, no matter where we are in the dungeon. I think there's more up here, right? Okay, that's fine. It was very possible that there were actually enemies right there, because they could have been, this door is warded. Okay, so I guess it's these doors, actually. It's not the ones that have the face on them? Maybe it is the ones with the face on them. I don't know. It's something. I think we need to clear the ones with the phases on them, and we need to clear the warden ones to do it. I don't know. Man, imagine if this quest didn't work properly. Can you imagine if there was a quest that was this convoluted and bizarre, where nobody has any idea how it works, and it didn't work consistently?
Ready to use.
Like, imagine people trying to troubleshoot why this quest is broken. That sounds rough. That sounds pretty rough to me. Anybody down here? Do I have to do more stuff over here? I don't think so, right? Yeah, we're all gold. So. The lever puzzle and awesomeness, yeah. Okay. Managed to get across. For once. Okay. Concerning. Okay. Another one bites the dust. Everybody else in? Yes. I was gonna say, I didn't even aggro them with the communal aggro, so it would make sense for there to be a bunch left, but nope, just one. Okay. But yeah, I think it would be very fun to, like, dig into, like, how the heck all of the, like, incredibly convoluted and confusing shit works. At some point. I think that would be a lot of fun. Wait, how do I get out of here if I can't do this? Is there a way out of here if I can't do this? Yeah, I guess we'll drop down. Okay, we have... Oh, this Goblin King will just kill me. Decent chance it will, because we... Okay. I was gonna say, because we haven't really even damaged it yet. Okay. We're at 50%. This dungeon is way more, like, evenly spread than I thought. This place is huge. Like... Oh, wow, this is actually... This is bad. Okay, we got the Goblin King. Okay. Okay, we got lucky there. But, though it is a very steep slope. This is a very steep slope, so that the amount of progress they lose whenever they get hit is sizable. Shit. Problem? Please? Stay dead? Okay. And once we get to 65%, we can leave, we can save, and we can grab food. So... we'll have mostly unlimited saves available once we do that. This room is actually way more populated than I would have thought it would be. I don't remember what room this is, but goddamn. It's also funny because, like... Let's see, Temple Bomb... What's... Oh, yeah! That's so true. Hey, Jad Riders. Like, what is that puzzle supposed to be talking about? We need to get, like... Imagine if I was gonna say, imagine if I had the clout to like just, send a message to one of the Might and Magic developers and say, "Hey, do you know who was like responsible for the puzzles in Might and Magic 6? And like, do you know if they'd be willing to talk to me?" And then I realized, like, actually, no, that's probably a very reasonable request to send to somebody. I could probably do that. You don't need any clout for that. You just need to be polite. And just be like, and just ask. It turns out you can just ask people questions, and they probably would be interested in, at the very least being polite, right? They're not going to be like, "Oh, how dare you." Yeah, it turns out you can ask people things, and a lot of times they'll be happy to talk about it. If you ask an artist about their work, generally speaking, the results that you're going to get are actually pretty positive. People are very happy to talk about the art they've worked on. Like, obviously not if you're like, "Oh man, who's the fucking lunatic who, like, wrote these puzzles? This is crazy." Like, if you go from that perspective, then yeah, you're probably gonna get bad results. But like, if you go from the perspective of like, this puzzle is like notoriously like confusing. It feels like this should have like a clear, coherent, like comprehensible solution, and I'm sure that it does. Like, what was the thought process that went into making this, and like, why is the solution the solution? And I think that some of that kind of stuff the answer will unironically just be, "Oh yeah, it was actually supposed to be this combination, not that combination, but there was a miscommunication with the person who implemented that, which resulted in a puzzle answer that is, instead of being like kind of like impossible to parse, it should have been like, oh, okay, once you get it, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense." Right? Because, like, part of the reason... Like, it's entirely possible there's another combination, right? That if you were to look at the exact same puzzle, the exact same thing, that there's another solution where if that was the solution, you would probably try that on your 4th attempt, and it would work, right? And it would go like, "Oh, okay, yes, I understand this now," right? So it's possible that it's literally not the correct thing. It's also possible that it's like a reference to something that made sense to reference at the time, but which like younger audiences might not have gotten. So like the kinds of people who are like the kinds of people who are playing today are like people who were kids at the time, not the people who were, because I think that a lot of like old PC games, I think the target demographic was like, mid-20s, mid-30s programmers, not their kids, right? That I think was a very common thing at the time. So it's entirely possible it's like, oh yeah, this made sense based off of like this like either like style of puzzle where it's like it has to do with like the word positioning or something. Oh wow, that's really unfortunate. I thought that I was completely safe there. Wow. Okay. Shit. That's pretty rough. Okay, we have to. Exactly. It could literally just be a reference to a specific episode of Star Trek: The Original Series, right? Like it could be that simple, and This is the wrong. I did the exact same thing that I did last time. Anyway, I think that would be fun, and I am realizing that's a thing that I could do that. Actually, I could reach out to somebody, because like who worked on these games is actually like it's fairly well. Wait. Oh no. Oh no. This is before I killed the boss. Oh shit. I thought that I saved that for killing the boss. Oh boy. Okay, we're probably fine here. It basically can't move, we just need to dodge its attacks. Okay. Yeah, like I've talked to people who are like, you know, were part of the development team. So I could reach out to someone about that. It would be interesting to see if like they even remember who was responsible for the actual puzzles. Because I don't even know if it's like gonna be the same person as responsible for every puzzle. Which would kind of make sense to me, is like you just give someone a few days to just come up with like a few word puzzles, and then you put them into the things in various places. Like that seems like a reasonable, distribution of labor thing. But it also makes equal sense to be like, oh yeah, no, they were a different person was responsible for each one, because it had to do with like who was developing that specific part of the level, right? Because I just don't know very much about the production. I was worried. I thought that we were going to crash there. Luckily, I do think that we'll be able to pretty consistently kill that boss now. Oh, really? That's pretty cool. Interesting. That's very cool, actually. I really like that idea.
Ready.
That would also explain, like, Might Magic 6, the dungeons are very different from each other. Like, way more so than the dungeons in, like, 7 and 8. So, once you've built 6, like, once 6 exists, everyone can look at 6 and go, okay, so what are the best practices from what we did in 6? And sort of consolidate into like a type of dungeon design of like what they want to accomplish with it. But until 6 is done, they didn't have anything to really do that with, right? Like until they finish 6, you really do just have like dungeon design, like if it's based off of vibes, right? It's just based off of what you think will be a good idea at the time. If you had different people working on different dungeons, that could explain part of the feel for why like there's such a huge difference between the vibes of them. Because like this place, compared to like, I was gonna say like the Demon Stronghold, but it's like the Demon Stronghold is its own thing. It's designed the way that it's designed for a very specific reason. But like, I don't know, I feel like this place is designed very differently from a lot of the other places. We're probably gonna just die here. I want to I was hoping that I could actually pull fewer of them by just pulling like an individual pack, but I think we've done ourselves here, but maybe not. Okay, we're golden. We're golden. We got through it. It's all good. We might actually have the quest complete. Probably not. Probably not on this save file. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Don't worry about it. I certainly didn't see that. Okay. Don't even worry about it. Okay, we're going to go over here. We're going to open this door. This is another room full of enemies. They're all fairly low level. Do we think that when I get Grand Mastery on my entire party, do we, like, for all of my, like, primary skills, do we think that it might be fun at that point to do the baseline investment into stuff like Mana Shield? I think that that could be kind of funny. To just basically get up to, like, Grandmaster Mana Shield immediately after I get Grandmaster and everything else, and just see what happens. Because I don't think it's a huge investment at that point in the game. Like, it's a fairly small investment. And I think that it might be really funny. Maybe I do want to do that. Okay, so we're not going to drop down to fight the Varn thing. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm instead going to heal up a bit. And we could drop down here, but we already did that, I think. Did we clear all of those corners? Oh, Jesus. Okay, I underestimated how much damage that was going to deal. Okay, let's go. I'm going to shoot some sparks down each of these. Okay, nothing there. Okay, this one I know we cleared. I don't think there's anything on this one. Okay, I think we've cleared the bulk of these. So, unfortunately mine, it takes so long to regen. I'm so terrified every time I open up an inventory. Okay. So we're going to pop down here. This is a new area. I think I hit the torch. Okay. Is there nobody out here? There's nobody in here. Okay. That's actually excellent for us, because when we get to some enemies, except for the fact that we're in the green over here, if this is not... Anything else that I need to do in here? It doesn't look like it. Okay, we're going upstairs. I just don't have enough amber.
There isn't any room. I have too much.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if there was a difference in the way that they designed the maps. Like the workflow was just different. Oh shit! No. Fuck. I probably would have had that if I hadn't blocked my line of sight. Fuck. Yeah. Okay, so what am I doing here? We were clearing out the boss again. God, I can't believe we keep getting to 64%. You know what I think I might actually want to do? We're going to go for this one first. Can I just drop down here? No, because they're going to eradicate me in one shot. Alright, so if they hit me, they just eradicate me. We can't fuck with that. I don't want to kill those the slow way. It's just too slow. But I'm gonna have to kill them the slow way eventually, so I guess I might as well do it. Let's kill them first. We'll just deal with this the slow way, and then once we've cleared these, we can. We can go and try the other stuff. I do think that we should be able to fairly consistently get the oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, this may be not going to be as slow as I thought. Very rude of those Spurs to just chill there. Okay, Ogre Chieftain's down. That's toast. So, we got the key. Grab these. Oh, jeez! I forgot you were here. Okay. So this leads back to here. That's great. So once we've cleared this, unfortunately, this gives about 4%, which is enough if we kill all of the things from before. There is some risk in the things from before, though. So let's try to jump. Okay. Whoa, what? Who? Okay. That's funny. Okay, so this is where those came from. I was from where? Is it from the same one? Did it? I'm just making my life a little easier later. Oh, I can hit you. So, we've cleared out the bulk of the enemies in that room. Unfortunately, that isn't one of the dangerous rooms. The dangerous room is before that room. So where the hell... Okay, let's just drop down again. Let's just do the thing before I forget. We can pop over here. And then open the treasure chest. And... now... Okay, so that's down here. So I was wrong. This is one of the dangerous rooms, I think. What's Sparks down here? Okay. We killed something there. Is that all of them? That's all of them. Okay. Do we drop down? Let's do it. Okay, so we've cleared that. Okay, we have some more amber here.
I have too much.
Okay. All set. Can open this door. Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay. Whew. Okay, we're 51%. Not too shabby. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. I'm almost certain we're going here, right?
Ready to use.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't drop down here. I don't think. I don't remember having cleared that room. Let's try this again. I think I'm actually going to drop straight down into that room. Because that seems like a good way to get all the stuff that we need in one location instead of having to dick around in a bunch. So... can I just... I might be able to just do this. This is a very similar pack to the one that we had at the other room. So the other thing is that I can actually deal with that room much easier if I just drop down there. I can actually aggro these. I can't do it right now, though, now that I think about it. Because there's a bunch of enemies down there that I haven't cleared yet. So, can I just shoot down here? To aggro that pack. Maybe not. They might be fairly far away, actually. Okay, let's drop down here. They're pretty far away. So, this is a fairly small pack compared to what we would have to deal with in the other one. Okay. This also gives us a decent bit of clearance. But the important thing here is it gives us the ability to drop down into that hole if we pull too many enemies. Okay, we pulled one. Clear that one. Pulled another one. This is from a different pack. Okay, we pulled some of them, but not that whole pack. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, we got the pull with that delightful turn strat. Okay, that might actually aggro somebody. Oh, did it? I think there's a bunch of Goblin Kings in there. Here they all are. Okay, so we pulled 3 Goblin Kings in that pack. I still don't have any decent heals. Still don't have decent healing, but that's fine. That's fine. Who needs it? Raven needs it, it turns out. Right, so everybody's up. And we can go over here. Okay, that gets us another one of these doors. These doors just lead to fingers. I believe... Okay. I don't know if we can jump up here, but we can try it. Well, we opened the door. I don't think we can jump up there. But we've got the door open. So, we've got that going for us at least. I guess I don't need to necessarily kill this one. I think that we'll be coming back there fairly soon. So... I guess we drop down here. Yeah, let's drop down here. And let's try to clear our dear boss friend. We have the Fixator pack over here. We've cleared this several times with no trouble.
Ready.
And I have every reason to expect it to go just as well this time. Okay, we're actually going to pull out now because it's a little close for comfort.
Ready.
Fuck. Okay, it hit us, but it didn't kill us. Okay, we're at 58%. We need 7% more. We've used our second life on that character. And we're here. Perfect. You know what I think happened? I think we might have come around the opposite direction to the same place. That's why that one was so familiar. It was so familiar because I came at it from the opposite direction, and it's much easier from the other direction. Which means I actually don't... We might get to exactly 64% again. Which would be legitimately quite funny. Okay. Okie dokie. So, I'm finally starting to play okay. But yes, we got to exactly 64% again. Because I'm a dope, and I didn't realize that I was just finding a different route to the exact same location. So... with that said, can we get from here back to the central room? I think we can, right? If we can get to the central room from here, which I believe this takes us to, then we can go clear the 3 of these. And this should be something we can do with consistency. Even if it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Between the 3 of them, it should get us to 65. My hope is that it just finishes us off completely. if we can get all that we need from this... Seriously? There isn't a thing here. So we can just hit them with that. Can we just hit them with fireballs from here too?
Ready.
No. You think that you have line of sight, so... Fuck. Massive pain in the ass. Because if these hit me, they eradicate me. I'm tempted to just put this on double speed and flame blast until I finish it. Like, you'd think that sparks would work great here, but it doesn't do anything at all.
Ready.
Okay.
Ready.
So it's gonna be fireballs and fire blasts. That's how we're gonna do this.
Ready.
The issue is that
Ready.
when I'm doing this,
Ready to
I am much more likely to crash the game.
Ready to
This is like a long, convoluted procedure.
Ready to use. Go. Ready to use. Ready. Ready.
And if I... Okay, it looks like that killed both of the other things. If both of the other things are
Ready
dead,
to go.
then I don't think...
Ready to go. Ready.
Okay. We're not there yet. We're at 65%, but not far enough to get the thing. However, we do have more enemies in this room. And I believe they're on my right side as I drop down. Wait, are they dead already? Did I already clear these? These are already cleared. If I've already cleared those... Oh shit. Where is the last couple enemies that I'm gonna need for this? Ooh, that is concerning. That's very concerning. Okay, I'm gonna go through the north thing here. We need like one or two more enemies. Some of them are gonna be right here. Let's swap to single target.
Ready to use.
We still haven't gotten the message that we need. What is happening? Okay. Weird. Watches we can kill and resurrect. So all we need now is to finish this pack and get to a thing that we can click on. Hopefully we don't run into another boss here. Some of these have enemies in them and some of them do not. So this one has enemies in it, but it doesn't have a ton of them. Not in that pack anyway. I should have just gone for it. Shit. This is bad.
Ready.
This is such a huge pack. Okay, we're at 73%.
I have too much.
Oh god, there's a whole other pack here. We're not going to run for it. This is not a pack that's dangerous enough to justify that, because if I try to run for it and I get tagged right before I click the button, I'm worried that I'm going to die to the actual life force drain. So, there's a door here. Let's open this. We're in the green, so I don't have to worry about too much here. Excuse me. So, we take this.
You see, it was a mistake.
We leave the building. We have the ability to save. Save it under danger. We are going to go grab some food. We've cleared a lot of nasty rooms here now. Cleared a decent portion of the dungeon, clicked on a bunch of doors, all that jazz. So, now, we're going to see, with 5 more saves, if that's enough to get us to 100%. We will see. I'm not going to talk to Lord of Fire yet. Okay, we did the north side. Let's go through the door that we didn't do. Is it the southwest? Whoops. I missed. You know what? No, this is definitely what I intended to do. Why is the lock off? Nope, I'm not hitting a code. Alright. What's happening? I don't know how I hit numlock. Numlock basically got turned off randomly. Or turned on randomly. Oh wow, I might actually die here because they didn't revive my character. What am I doing? Oh, I'm dead. Oh, look at this pack, it's so huge! Holy shit. Okay, reloading the game. Save. Don't even worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. So, which one did I even drop down into? I don't even know. I'm gonna drop into this one, which is what I'd intended to at the start, and then I'm realizing that I maybe already did this one. Did I already do this? I have this quarter. We're fine. Reloading the autosave. So, which thing did I drop into? Is this? Probably, right? I don't know if this is the thing that I dropped into just now. Okay, we've aggroed a bunch of friends. Okay, that just leads into one of these styles of chamber, which is generally speaking not that big of a deal. That being said, I haven't had to deal with any of these from this direction today, so the fact that these are going to get like drops might be relevant, but looks like it's not. Okay. So, cleared that. We can activate you. The door. There's a chest.
No room.
Whoa! What the fuck? Where the hell did you come from? That door that was open. Okay. That was very clever of me. The way they were positioned, I was like, those didn't come from that door, did they? Just wasn't paying attention. I don't even have enough spell points to heal you. There we go. Okay. So. We also have just closed the door, funnily enough. Let's see here. Yeah, this is one of these annoying doors that closes. Okay, we already looted this, yes? Okay, so I think we're golden here. Do we go through this door? I guess we do. Let's do it. We're gonna have to drop down at some point. Okay. Door got randomly closed. Okay, so now we drop down. The door closes again. Does this just drop down in the middle line? It sure do. It sure do. Okay, we have amber on you, so we're fine. Okay, we're going to... We're not in... Actually, we can just walk outside. So we're going to walk outside. Save the game again. We're at 84% now. And hopefully... things go fine from here. So, due south, it looks like. I believe... Okay, this is probably...
Get that one.
thing we were just doing. I wish that I had actually prepped the appropriate spell for that. Ice Blast is fine, but is not the optimal thing to have prepped as they're coming around that corner. Oh, Jesus. That's... Oh, we're in trouble. We're out of mana. If we die here, it's probably because I ran myself out of mana before we regen back up. Because I'm not hitting with my AoEs, which means that I'm not dragging them, I'm not dragging them down. We actually almost survived that. That was just like pretty bad luck on the specific damage roll there. Ooh. Do love that random twinge of a headache. Ah, migraines, my old friends. Welcome back. For a while, I was dealing with a different type of headache, but it's good. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Alright, so we're basically just going to chill here to regen some mana on our AoEer and all that jazz. That'll be a good thing to do. It doesn't exactly take a ton of time to do that. We're going to pull some of them, but we're not... That was a mistake. Because I can't afford to take a single melee swipe from a... Unfortunately, it does look like, as we're coming around this corner, we're just going to be dealing with this entire swarm at once, like, no matter what. Unfortunately, Pretty bad luck on the thinger there. Okay, yeah, this southern one is gonna be the biggest problem, I think. I'm actually gonna swap to. Oh, it didn't break. Oh, imagine that. I thought I just crashed that. Okay. The game got confused and then it came back, and then I died. So you know. To switch to single target so we're not burning through as much mana. Going south. I guess we could see if there's a way to get around to here from the other direction. You know, maybe I do need things. Nah. Alright, well. Unfortunately we just took a boatload of damage. I wonder, I think that because of the fact that I'm pulling two groups at the same time, when I try to actually do this by walking, I think that we want to probably pull with a toxic cloud. There we go. So this is going to pull one of these packs, but not both these packs at the same time, which is a pretty
Ready to use.
major distinction. This pack, I don't think there's any like bosses involved here. It's just a really, really nasty pack. Right, we just got a big honking group that we're dealing with here. So, my hope is that I can just pull. That's real unfortunate. Okay, 92%. And I think there's another big pack here, but I could be wrong. Let's go up to the north. Confirm that we can't just walk up here and save. Can't just walk in here and save. Okay, we're gonna walk over here. We're gonna pull whatever it is that we're gonna pull. Okay, we're just pulling like one more critter out of that. Okay, so that's toast. So there's probably more on the right side. Here. Wasn't expecting them to aggro that quickly. Luckily, this is a weaker pack. This doesn't have the really threatening stuff in it. That scared the shit out of me. We also have not necessarily pulled that entire pack yet. Looks like we have. So, are we done for now? Okay, so dropping down there, there's probably going to be enemies. There's a door here. Let's open this. And if we go this way, we can open into this. This is unfortunately not, this doesn't have a gap on it. So since it doesn't have like a hole, they can come in.
Ready to use.
$96. This might actually be the last room. If this is the last room and this boss kills me, that is a puller, but it is an ogre chieftain, so it's not super dangerous. Famous last words. I think we'll be fine here. I don't know why it isn't like approaching me. But I'm not going to move to try to pull it. too many. I'm just gonna hope that it eventually there. Okay, we got it. Because I didn't really want to fight it with it just rotating back and forth like that, because it was just taking a long time. So I'm glad that it eventually got its shit together. This is the last room. Map complete. So, we have these enemies to deal with, and then we have whoever else is in the next couple rooms. There should be some goblins around this corner, I think. There we go. And these are dangerous. They have ranged attacks. Okay. It's not everything that's in range of me right now. This dungeon is so enormous, actually. Like, we got to 100% and then we killed like 5 more enemies and we're still in the yellow. Truly mind-boggling. Can I get far enough away to save? Yes. Yes, I can. So, we're going to save this under danger. We've got 100% clearance, so it doesn't cost food to save as long as we're not in range of any hostiles. And that's a summoner. That's so funny. Okay. We got lucky, and it didn't attack us. So... if it had attacked, we didn't really have anywhere to run. We would be able to dodge it if not for the homing projectiles, but there's homing projectiles, so... them homing projectiles would have just killed me. So, we have cleared the dungeon, I believe. We still have a few places left to go to, but I don't think that there's going to be any enemies left. There might be 1 or 2 rooms that, like, have a couple enemies in them. Presumably not very many, because we've already killed so many after getting to 100%. Like, way more than I'm used to. This is such an enormous dungeon. So many enemies in it. How much EXP do we have right now? We haven't gotten that much here. This is still the highest level place. So... funnily enough, this has not been giving me that much EXP. Makes sense, because these are pretty low-level enemies in general. But, okay, we've got this done. I think we can just walk out of here.
I have too much.
We just need to give amber to everybody. Everybody has amber. Save the game. So, we've completed Lord of Fire's quest. Excellent. We can go out. We can save the game. Mission successful. We can do caster save. Unfortunately, that took most of the stream on its own. But let's take a look at how much EXP we have now. So, we now need... about a level, little less than a level to finish things up. So let's identify all this stuff that we picked up.
We don't need it.
Got some shinies.
This item is weak.
Hopefully, ooh, not bad, but it's accuracy, which is not super optimal. But we might have something that's just kind of garbage to replace. No, I don't think we have anything that's bad enough that I would replace. Actually, that might be bad enough to replace Public Gods. No, it's not. Okay.
Worthless.
Worthless. Ooh, this can have light magic. Ooh! Too bad it's might. Let's
This might
see.
be good.
Legendary Divine Steel Belt. Increases melee damage by 5% for each enemy in the nearbys. Current damage bonus 0%. Gives speed and personality. Love that for me. Let's see. The speed and personality is good. The actual effect is terrible, but it's completely useless for our party, unfortunately. Okay. So we'll just tag this onto you. And I think that's the item that I saw just now. So when I said, "Oh, none of you saw that," I certainly didn't see that. As I was looting, I saw Legendary show up on my screen. Because Legendary is part of the name of the item, so when you loot it off of an enemy, I think that it says that it's Legendary. Before you've identified it. So anyway, I had a spoiler there that I just picked up a Legendary. The other thing is, I wasn't actually sure, because I was pretty sure I saw the word Legendary, but like, I wasn't 100% positive that I was correct, because things are going by very fast. So, what do we want to do next? Let's try to do the Minotaur dungeon, I think, because that's going to be really fast to do. That's a really quick and easy... Actually, maybe not. The other one is pretty fast and easy, too. Minotaur dungeon doesn't have a quest I can turn in immediately. Let's do this one instead. We'll just pop over here. And this is a very tiny dungeon. I don't think it'll be terribly difficult to clear. And we have a save that we can do in the dungeon as well. So we'll just pop over here, blow up all these rats. Okay. We're 18% of the way done with the dungeon already. These absolutely massive packs of rats. With these massive packs of rats that I'm not actually hitting with AoEs, because that's very cool. Alright, that's concerning. We could actually go down here. We don't have our full party available. We have the dungeon 49% complete. That's very funny. It's very dark in here. It's interesting, I don't usually think of the dungeons being particularly dark in this, even when I don't have torchlight. So it's interesting to see a dungeon be that dark. I do think part of that is just my monitor, though. It's very funny when I'm playing like games that are supposed to like be dark. I'll be playing like these games with me and my wife, and she'll be in the other room and be like, "Okay, well it's nighttime. I'm just not able to do anything because it's too dark," and I'm over here just being like, "Oh, okay, well I'll just do whatever because it's fine." Like, I mean. There's no problem visually, right? It's not that dark. And then she'll be like, "What are you talking about? I don't see how you can see literally anything right now." I'm like, I'm just built different. And then, like, she'll come out here and go, "What the hell's going on with your computer?" Because I don't have like the gamma turned up or anything, but for some reason my monitor just doesn't do dark at all. Like, it just won't make things dark. So, like, if I go into her, like, room, if I go into the study and look at her monitor, it's pitch black. Like, I could not do what I'm doing on my computer, on her computer, because it's just pitch black. But I've never figured out a way to make my computer actually get the true dark. like to actually darken properly. So when I'm out on my computer, it's just like, okay, yeah, I'll just do whatever. I've never figured out how to make it actually get dark when it gets dark in games. I'm actually curious. I haven't really streamed. I don't think I should figure out if I streamed Grounded. And then went and looked at what the video looks like
There isn't any room.
on Kaz's computer. I'd be very curious to see if it's a monitor thing or like a or a video card thing. So basically, like, if I go and do that test, is everything just as bright on the VOD as it is on my screen in the first place? Or would the VOD make me look like I'm some sort of monster? It's not dark enough. This is not like Torchlight is not particularly. These games just don't get that dark. I'm talking about games where, like, at nighttime, it's legitimately difficult to see, like, the hand in front of your face, basically, right? Whoa! Buddy! Hey! How's it going? I wasn't expecting to see you here, even though there's clearly 40 enemies in here. And what's so long without seeing you? Like, I'm just kind of assumed you were here. It's like you walk into the last room and you don't see a boss, and you're like, okay, so I guess there's no boss in this dungeon. And then you're just chit-chatting about survival crafting games. And all of a sudden, you get teleported. So, whoops.
No room.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's the computer or the monitor. I also don't know if it would show up either way. That's interesting. That's very interesting that you say that. I am curious. So, on my stream, there are things that seem unwatchable without Torchlight? I thought that everybody wanted me to turn on Torchlight because it causes the errors to get worse. Is it actually dark? Does it actually get dark in dungeons without Torchlight? That's interesting. That's a point of information, because I'm like, this game don't get dark. You know why I think this game don't get dark? Because I don't play this game multiplayer. I don't play this with other people. It's before I can just look. Interesting. It's interesting. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so we just got another legendary dagger.
This item.
Is this the same legendary thing? Oh my fucking Okay, that's really fun. So this has spells drain hit points for the target and increase spell speed. That's a really good effect. We'll ignore the thing that it says in parentheses for a moment. Killing a monster with a single target attack will recover your action time. That's an amazing ability. That's excellent to have. This is an amazing dagger. It's even better than the legendary that we already have. How cool is that? So about that, though. This also does spells drain hit points for the target and increase spell speed. That's great. I'm glad we have such a cool effect. Wait, maybe we shouldn't ignore those words in parentheses for a second, actually. Main hand only. Oh no. So I can have one of the two of these, but hey, it's fine. I'll just replace that effect with a better effect, right? We can replace that. We can have two legendaries that are perfectly good. Wait a second, isn't that the exact same legendary effect? So I have two identical daggers that absolutely do not stack with each other. There's absolutely zero components of these two daggers that work together, which is very, very fun. I'm fairly sure that equipping this in my offhand is a major DPS loss. Yes, it is. This drops my DPS by 20%. So, I now have to figure out, is somebody else going to use daggers temporarily? I don't think I gave anyone else the dagger skill, right? Everybody else has its Zap skill? That is actually perfect. I'm very pleased with how that went. You know, I'm often struggling to get a decent dagger, and it's nice to get one that is completely and utterly useless for my purposes. Good times, good times. Well, I'm glad that I didn't upgrade that dagger, because I found a new one that's the same thing, but just better. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. We're not quite there. We need like a little tiny bit. We need a sliver more experience. Shit. How am I going to get a sliver more experience? I think I get the last dungeon in here to 65% and then leave. I think that's how we do it. Because it's a very... Not the last dungeon, the second to last dungeon. It's a very small dungeon. The enemies in it are fairly high level. So if we just clear these, I think that'll give me enough that I can go back to you know, whoa, jeez. Okay. That took me by surprise. Holy shit, is that a pack of fucking enemies? They do have AoEs, which will hit me through the wall pretty effectively. Or around the corner wall. Luckily, they are not actually, like, approaching to the point where they just murder me. Okay, we've got this to 65%. Do we pop out now? No. We don't have enough to do the thing, so we're just going to keep fighting until we do. Just revel in the music. That's concerning. Okay, so we've cleared the bulk of this dungeon. And it's not enough. If we get to 100%, that'll be enough. But it will cause other problems. So we're gonna clear. Let's clear the. Let's clear the. Oh, can we? Yes. Okay, we're gonna clear this one instead of the monk. The hope is that that was high enough level to... Exactly enough. Fucking clean. That feels so good. That feels so fucking good. Oh man. Let's go. To save. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to save. Man, I'm so happy. I'm so happy when the numbers like just round themselves to the exact amount that you need. Like, so good. Like 100th%, or not 100th%. Like a one. Like we're within like 1% of where we need to be. It's so good.
No room.
We're within 100th of a level. You know what? I stand by it. 100th of a level. I'm just remembering that we decided that percentages shouldn't exist, so fuck percentages. Percentages shouldn't exist. They're dumb. They don't have any good terminology for them. There's no standardization. They're garbage. Everything is decimal. Now, are the properties of decimals and the properties of percentages the same damn thing? Yes. Is there really any difference between dealing with them that way? No. Does it fix anything? No. Because I think actually what I technically said was not that I was abolishing percentages, but that I was banning numbers between 0 and 1 for being stupid. I think that's what it was. It was actually numbers between 0 and 1. So, numbers between 0 and 1 shouldn't exist. They're dumb. Decimals in general are fine, to be clear. 1.3, perfectly reasonable number. Follows all sorts of rules. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with 1.3. 0.3 is stupid. 0.3 is a stupid number that shouldn't exist. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is numbers between 0 and 1 are dumb. They just are. It's a fact about our world. Okay. I'm just gonna grab all this nonsense with you. Okay, so we've now not cleared the quest, and we have not cleared the dungeon itself. We're gonna need to remember that we didn't actually clear the dungeon. But now
This might be good.
we can identify this stuff.
I like this.
And who knows, maybe we found something interesting. This is +6 meditation, that's pretty solid.
We don't need it.
I don't know if I need it, but... Ooh, probably. Somebody's probably got some garbage they don't need. I do think I've gotten pretty good luck with my gear so far. We're pretty early in the game still. And we found quite a lot of like just solid legendaries that are gonna have a great effect. Like even the incredibly funny legendary that we got just now, like it's not like it's bad, right? It's good to get a thing that gives you
Too much.
like a nice upgrade over what you already had. It's just funny because it's like, oh, okay, so we have a new weapon that... Okay! We got a legendary zealot mace. We have multiple trolls in the party. Interesting. We got Athena. I don't hate that. We got a relic. 100 int. And minus 40 might. 100 int is pretty good. Why does my power say that it's getting reduced? Oh, because the thing that I have on is just better? No, this is definitely not an improvement. Over 102 int. Let's see. I think I'm going to put this onto... Actually, who has the lowest int right now? I guess it would have to be one of the people who actually uses it. So which of these two uses it? You have lower int. I'll just give it to you. And eventually, you're going to probably swap it out. Okay. Save the game. That is great that we have another fucking legendary. So, the other thing that's funny is that we have all these legendaries that are, like, okay or whatever, but they're not exactly, like, gonna make us roll in things. You know what I could do? We could de-legendary this dagger. We could... if we wanted... Do we have a ring? Ooh. I actually really like this idea. That's concerning. I like this idea. The only issue would be that the person who would be the one who's going to get it immediately would be the dragon, and the dragon doesn't benefit that much from the stat block that I'm thinking of putting on it. Oh wait, it wouldn't have to be a ring. The dragon can use gloves and things like that. That doesn't change anything though. The stat block would still be the stat block. So I'm wondering if I want to make a legendary ring or a legendary glove or something. The issue is, if I'm going to make something like that, I would want it to increase my DPS, but I would also want to be able to copy it. But maybe I don't need to worry about copying it. Maybe I don't need to worry about that. I could build a...
This is good.
Gauntlet. Let's see. What are the... Let me look at the crafting materials. So body gives the best, but gloves are solid. Gloves give a good amount of boost, right? So like this has... If I were to make gauntlets that had double might on them. If I had double might gauntlets, I could potentially do some really crazy bullshit with that. So this has one might. And I think I would want all stats. So I would want like might, all stats. One might call it the all might build. And if we did that, so like this is close to what we want in the sense that it's all stats. Was that just what? Just dash. Was that what was what? Was it something that I looked at? We have a log of Eldenberry. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes, it was.
Worthless.
Look, I'm cultured. I understand the world that exists. I understand that there's TV shows. I'm aware. I'm hip. I'm cool. I know what's up. Because, yeah, My Hero Academia is definitely hip and cool in 2025. Let's see. But yeah, I watched a decent bit of the first season, I think, question mark. It was fine. It didn't like it didn't like stand out to me in the sense of like I remember like watching and enjoying parts of it but like I don't remember anything from it, so it wasn't it wasn't very memorable. Okay, so look, it's not that I'm old and my memory is failing. It's just that media isn't memorable anymore. Okay. So, we're going to move over to Might and Magic 7 so that we remember that that's where we're supposed to be. But it is 12:56, so I think we're actually going to end things once we get back to 6. I could do some inventory management if I felt like it, but I don't. I should probably try to figure out what item I want to slap that effect on. It would be a immediate huge jump in power if I was to get an item that does that effect onto my dragon. Cassowary being able to reset their attack cooldown when they kill an enemy with their 6,000 damage attack would be crazy. That the DPS boost that I would get out of that is insane. Like that would be such a massive deal. So it would be very nice to do that. But I don't see any gloves on me that I really want to rework. I guess I could rework these. I could rework this. I don't even need to necessarily get rid of the accuracy. But I can't rework them. I forgot. No, I can't rework anything. I don't have any hourglasses. The only hourglass I had got stolen by, like, a crazy inventor or whatever. So, we're golden. I don't have to worry about it. We're set. We don't need to worry. We were in Tatalia, right? Did we finish Tatalia? Wait, did we finish Tatalia? Did we finish it? We finished Tatalia, didn't we? We can go wherever we want. We can go to Deja. Do we want to go to Deja? Okay, if we go to Deja, let's think this through, okay? If we go to Deja, we have the Watchtower, which isn't that bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. Because we're ranged. The initial rooms might just kill me, though. I might not be able to handle the initial rooms. So if we go to Deja, we might just get completely wrecked. Deja might be a problem. Maybe we don't go to Deja. We could go to Tularia. Is Tularia Master Earth? Tularia's Master Earth, I think. We could get Telekinesis. If we go to Tularia. Yeah, the other place we could go. We go to Avley. Like, real fast. I think we have to go to Tularia first before we get to Avley. But we could go to Avley. If we go to Avley, we could kill some dragons. We could kill lots of dragons. Maybe we go to Avley. We have fly. I think because the wyverns are there, we'll be able to fly in that zone with no problem. The water elementals won't be a problem because we can fly. The wyverns won't be a problem because we can fly. The dragons won't be a problem because we can fly. That's not true because they can't fly where the dragons are, but the dragons won't be a problem because I can kill them from a mile away. We have the Grand Temple of Ba. And I think that might be the way to do it. I think we're heading to Avley as soon as we can. So it's now 101. So I like Deja. Yeah, you just want me to suffer in the Watchtower. I know what you want. Filthy animals. Just want me to die hard. My concern with the Watchtower is that I'm concerned I'm not going to be able to break into the first room. I'm concerned that the necromancers in the first room are just going to kill me, and there's nothing that I can do about it because I just don't have enough damage to deal with enemies that are like level 150 or whatever they're going to be. That's my major concern, is that I might not be able to clear the first room, and so I don't want to lock myself into Deja right now. I think I'm going to get my expert dark, and by going somewhere else. Because the Watchtower. I think the Watchtower might not be feasible. Like it might not be feasible to do it because of that first room. The other rooms I think are reasonable. The issue, I would need to have a bunch of food. If I had 30 food, I think the Watchtower is mostly reasonable, except for the possibility that I can't clear the first room. So, do we go to Deja with the assumption that there might actually be a Garrick's Forge style exemption? Or, wait, we have Invis. There's an elevator in that room, and we have invisibility. Wait a second. Is there anywhere that I can go in the dungeon where I'm not going to die horribly the second that I enter the room? I do not know. But maybe we're going to find out. So, on Monday, we might be going to Deja. If we go to Deja, that'll unlock a lot of cool stuff for us. It won't unlock any new dark spells because there's no actual guild there. There's just the thing, because we don't have access to the pit yet. But that could be fun. So that's going to be it for today. So thank you everyone for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure stream for you today. There's a guild in Deja itself? No, there isn't. You don't get access to the Dark Magic Guild until you get access to the pit, because you have to actually get you have to join the dark side officially before you get access to the Dark Magic Guild. So even if there was a guild, like even if there was a place you can buy spells there, you wouldn't be able to buy them yet, right? Because you're not a member of the Dark Magic Guild. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. The world's crazy. You're not a member of the Dark. You're not a member of the Dark Magic Guild until you finish the thing, because you don't get access to the light magic spells until you finish the Halls of Mist. Unless I'm crazy. But I'm not crazy. The world is crazy. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure stream for you today, and I hope to see you again next time. Later, folks.